Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna try to paint a wood texture on a plastic bait and we're starting right now. Alright, for this project I chose this blank because this swim bait has a lot of details and I want to make it look like it's made from wood and that the details are carved out a little, so that this really feels like it is a wooden swim bait. Now some pieces of wood have an iridescent effect, like this piece of wood. Now I do not know which type of wood this is because I'm not a wood expert, but this little piece is a piece of wood that came off a gun handle that I'm recycling, and I'm probably gonna make some really nice wooden lures out of it. But as you can see, this wood already has really nice texture and that iridescent feature. And that effect is gonna be even brighter once you clear coat this wood. So I do want to replicate that iridescent kind of effect. So that's why I'm gonna start with a pearlescent base coat, and that's gonna be our base that's gonna create that iridescent effect. And now with some wicked metallic white cores, I'm gonna add some extra glitter and some more iridescent effect to our lure. Now I got some wicked detail sepia in my chamber and I reduced it with about 40% reducer and some 40-50. And it's gonna make it a little bit more transparent, and we're gonna do our first brown base coat with it. It's gonna be a light brown, but we're gonna make it a little bit blotchy and irregular. Now with a little bit of Vallejo leather brown, I'm gonna create some lighter spots here and there. And because this is a semi-opaque paint, it's gonna cover a little bit of the pearlescent and it's gonna create a little bit more texture. Because if we look at our iridescent wood, you can see that not every spot is iridescent. Some spots or wood grains would not shine. So this is gonna create that little bit of an irregular effect. Now with some Vallejo polished gold and or Vallejo wood grain stencil, I'm gonna create those first lines. This is gonna be lighter lines and they're just gonna blend in on the background later. So we're just gonna dust that polished gold very slightly on there. Alright, now I got wicked metallic dark brown in my chamber and we're gonna do those first darker lines, but we're gonna slightly dust it on there. Now I got wicked detail sepia in my chamber again, and I'm gonna use our stencil and I'm gonna make some lines and some details a little darker, just to create a little bit more texture in there. Alright, our wooden texture is finished, and you can finish the lure like this and just leave it as a wooden lure. Or you can paint this lure just as if it was a wooden lure and you still need to paint it, which is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna paint this lure and I'm gonna leave some wood texture in there, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of a fishy detail here and there. I'm gonna paint it just as if it would be a wooden lure. And it's gonna distract a little bit more from the wood, and that probably is gonna make the wood look more realistic at the end. And with these details, it's gonna distract a little bit from the abstract structure from the wood, and that's gonna make the entire thing look a little bit more realistic. Alright guys, our lure is finished, and I gotta say, it doesn't really look like it's realistically made out of wood, but I do love how it shines like iridescent wood, so the effect is really there. But I think the scale texture interfered a little bit too much with the wooden pattern or the texture itself. And that makes the bait look like it's not really made out of wood. And I think if I use the bait that has no scale texture in it, so just a flat surface, I think then it would have looked more like real wood. But I do love how iridescent this one is and how it shines and flashes, and just like those real pieces of wood that have that iridescent texture in there. That turned out really great. As always, I will leave a link in the description down below for all the materials that I used to paint this lure, and this will guide you to my web shop, which is based in Sweden. If you would buy anything there, you will be supporting me and the channel. Also, if you have any questions or suggestions, or you want to share some knowledge with the lure painting community, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and see you next time. Bye bye!